in our old van, travel all across this land, me and you. We'll end up hand in hand, somewhere down on the sand, just me and you. Just as free as we'll ever be, just as free as we'll ever be. Drive until the city lights dissolve into a country sky, just me and you. Lay underneath the harvest moon, doing things believers do, just me and you. Just as free as we'll ever be, just as free, as free as we'll ever be, and never be. No, we don't got a lot of money. 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 And all we need is love. We're free as we'll ever be, just as free, as free as we'll ever be, and never be. So we live out in our old van, travel all across this land, me and
you. Nice.
Thank you, Kyle.
I love
Kyle
that,
Labanz,
Kyle.
if you don't know who he is, our beautiful singer today. Thank you. That was beautiful. How perfect is that song?
As free as we're ever going to be.
Yeah, we're free as
Do
we're
you feel
ever
that?
going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
you're good. Yeah.
For those of you online who don't know who we are, I'm Rev Rita, this is Rev Patrick, and you are here with us at the Center for Spiritual Living, Kauai.
Yeah.
Yay. And we are grateful to be here and to know that we practice a spiritual science. That's what I like to call it. It's a spiritual science, and it's just because it's provable. And we live our life by the law of cause and effect. What we put out comes back to us, and it's really that simple. And so what we strive to do here as we practice is to live from the highest place possible, the highest thinking possible and belief system possible, so that when we think out, what comes back to us like that. So it's science. It's energy. We're all energy. So thank you for sharing your energy here today, and I know we're going to have a great time together, as always.
It's
Yes.
science, or better known as magic.
Yes. Some people like that word better.
Some people like science a lot, so we give it to it, but I like the word magic. Yeah, miracles, normacles. So I have just a little something here. If you're wondering why I have this around my neck, it was presented to me by my brother here, and Bob right over there, and in honor of some birthdays today, the Feast of St. Nicholas, hello, Roy Rogers, Walt Disney, Jane Austen, and Beethoven. Yes, all today. So this is presented to fellow man on that, and tomorrow in honor of Pearl Harbor. And all of that we take some time to just be with that and to know that. So, back to my digression as per usual. I know there's somebody here for the very first time. There has to be. So, we're not going to point you out. You just have to raise your hand. There you go. We got 2. And there's some people online too, I believe, that have been peeking in too. And I know you're there because we can see you, can't we? No. But let's let these people know that we know something about them. Anna has filled me in on a lot of details for you. So therefore, and then I've got some things too. So shall we let them know what we do know about him though? You are magnificent. And that's all we need to know, right? And you online, you're magnificent too. We know that about you for one simple reason. And that's because we figured that out for ourselves first. And once I know my magnificence, and once I know my love, once I know all of that, then we get to just be a mirror for one another. So we see your magnificence because we see our own. So let's put our hand on our heart if you want to, and let's just tell who we are. What's our identity? I am magnificent. And there's some people watching in, as you well know. I think we should let them know too. You are magnificent. So whether you're on the couch or you're sitting here, let somebody know who they are. Point at them. Let them know you're magnificent, Gabrielle. You're definitely magnificent. Magnificent. You are magnificent. Oh my gosh. And Kyle's magnificent with his another one of these beautiful opening songs. Yeah?
That's something new for us today.
Right? Give it up for Kyle. We love Kyle.
Well, I love you all too. Thank you. It's always awesome to be here. It really is.
And I'm the prayer today. I'm the prayer today.
You got it.
So you give her the eye, not me. No, not at all.
It's so nice to see familiar faces out in the crowd. It's so nice to see friends of mine enjoying themselves. Does everybody get happy? We can work it out. We are friends. You know the words now? We are friends. Well, I remember when I was down and out. I remember when you said, friend, hey, what's your name? Getting off on each other so we can work it out. We are friends. We are friends.
Yes, right here and right now. We are friends. Right in the center of our soul and our heart, there's a connection that keeps us together at all times. It can never be severed by anything. And that is that beautiful connection of love, that beautiful deepness of the heart that connects all of creation. So I celebrate that today. I celebrate that, and I celebrate this idea of bliss, which we are celebrating all month long, knowing that that's our innate DNA, to be blissful, to be happy, to be prosperous, to be joyous. That's who we are, because we are the power and presence of spirit of the divine. So I say, just let today begin. Let this service begin, and let it be good. I know it is good. I know it is fulfilling for each and every one of us, and that as we are fulfilled, I know that we lift the consciousness of this planet, fulfilling it with the greatest and highest good. So I let that be so, as I just release my word with gratitude and say, and so it is.
like singing with me, sing out loud? It'll make you feel good just to sing right out, to be a part of it all, so we can work it out. We are friends, friends, friends. We are friends, friends, friends. We are friends, everybody's friends, friends, friends.
You need a lighter.
We are friends, friends,
friends.
I love it. He's trying to upstage you.
Okay.
No, it's part of the show.
I wasn't trying. I did.
Practice that.
I was looking for a lighter in case you were wondering.
It's so funny because DJ, wherever you are, if you're out there watching, thanks to her, the lighter was there the whole time. I'm behind hanging. All right.
Yeah, we're friends.
That was beautiful. I like that song. It's perfect. Oh, yeah. So now we're going to invite up Roseanne Jones. Yay,
Sorry,
Roseanne.
Kyle.
She's our practitioner today. And she has a new affirmation for us first, which I never showed you. So now you can see it. You got to get the other mic. She needs her mic. This mic. Yes, that's fine.
How many ministers does it take to set up the 3?
And make sure it's on. We're a professional. Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
We are a professional company here. Okay, so we have a weekly affirmation, and every month it changes. And this week it is, I'm going to say it once, and then I'm going to invite you to say it 3 times with me. I follow my bliss. I experience my bliss. I become my bliss. I follow my bliss. I experience my bliss. I become my bliss. I follow my bliss. I experience my bliss. I become my bliss. I follow my bliss. I experience my bliss. And I become my bliss.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right. So let's just take a moment to go within that beautiful, blissful place of our hearts. Taking a deep breath slowly and letting it out slowly. Centering in that place of pure peace. What is not disturbed by anything at any time and always available. So let's just settle there right here and right now. Thank you, Roseanne, for taking us further into contemplation.
As we settle into our chairs, knowing we are in a safe space, and as we move into contemplation, I have a seed thought if you choose to take it in with you. And it's by Angela Cecilia. You can't expect to move forward if your emergency brake is on. It's true. You can't expect to move forward if your emergency brake is on, enjoy your meditation. You can't expect to move forward if your emergency brake is on. Oh, and standing here knowing the truth that there is only one power, one force, one spirit in this entire universe. This is a spirit that created it all, from all the planets and stars to this beautiful island, to this beautiful, the sand, the ocean, whatever. It's all been created by that one force. And that is the same force that lives and works and is in each of us, propelling us forward each and every moment. And knowing and accepting that as true, I know that all systems are ready to go, to receive more love, more joy, abundance in our lives. And let's take off that emergency brake and allow Spirit to drive us as we make our choices. And what I know is that I choose vibrant health of mind and body for myself and for each and every person listening to me here, there, far away. I decide that I want prosperity in all areas of my life. And I want that for each and every person. And I speak my word to that. And I also say yes to loving relationships, healing relationships from the past, the present, and into the future with love, peace, and understanding. And I say yes to that creative spirit in each of us. And let it express, let it go out into the world. The goodness, the love, the joy of creativity. So I take off that emergency brake that really represents fear and doubt and confusion. And I know that each person listening to me can take that emergency brake off too, and releasing that fear, doubt, and confusion, and knowing the truth. And that Spirit is with us as we accept a life full of love for ourselves and each other. With a grateful heart, I accept this truth that each of us gets to choose life with the emergency brake off, and it is powerful to let it go. So with that grateful heart, I release my word into the law as we affirm together. And so it is.
Some of you have sang this song with me before. If you remember the lyrics, they're relatively simple. You can hear me sing it a few times. That's all it is. Keep repeating that. Just like that emergency brake, you gotta bail the water. You gotta bail the water, right? Don't stop. As we all work together. Oh, you guys are awesome.
That's awesome. That's a keeper. I love that one. Before I start, I just want to mention that we're getting very close to the anniversary of Jai Roberts' passing And her daughter is here today, Julie, and her husband, Savino. I want to acknowledge them. And I want to bring Jai into everything we say today. And if within your heart you have somebody that maybe isn't here right now that has passed, maybe you can bring them into your heart too, and we can celebrate that life is eternal together as we go on with our service today. Yeah. So I'm looking at Patrick's notes. That won't work. Okay, so this month Patrick chose the theme of bliss, and I'm really, it's the holiday season, and sometimes we go, oh, should we do peace? Should we do light? Should we do joy? And he says, why don't we do bliss? And I think that is very powerful. Bliss is not a feeling, says Deepak Chopra. It's a state of being. And I think right now, as we were singing together and listening to Kyle and being in that state of togetherness, we were feeling bliss. At least I was anyway. It's not inescapable when you're in that place of just connection. And that's what we're striving for. That is what we're striving to take into our whole life. And I read so many things. I listened to Deepak Chopra, who seems to be the Bliss King. I guess he's got a lot of quotes on bliss. I couldn't even believe how many quotes he had on bliss. I didn't even write them down, but I'm going to tell you some of them. In bliss, there is power, which is true. And nothing is more important than reconnecting with your bliss. And we do fall off sometimes and don't feel very blissful, but it's very important to reconnect to it. Always go with your passions and never ask yourself if it's realistic or not. And I remember a story that he told about his own children, that he admonished them to follow their passion. And he said, if you don't follow your passion, if you follow your passion and you fail, I'll support you. And he was pretty sure that if they followed their passion, he wouldn't have to support them, I'm sure. So they followed their passion, and it turned out to be very successful people. But it was very important to him. He said, if you want to reach a state of bliss, release the need to be in control. The need to be approved. I mean, the need to be in control. What have we been doing the last 9 months? Trying to control everything that's happening. And we're not very good at it, let's face it, all right? We just go with the flow. Bend like the bamboo. The need to be approved. I don't know about any of you, but I've had that need a lot of times, to need to be approved. And the need to judge. Okay. All right, so he goes, if you want to reach a state of bliss, release the need to be in control, the need to be approved, and the need to judge. Okay, not an easy list, but I'm sure we are capable of it. And nothing is more important than reconnecting with your bliss. Nothing is more rich, and nothing is more real. And he had 100 other quotes. But obviously, this is a very important thing. And what I learned from studying this is I learned that we actually, because we always like to say, science, spirituality, it's all one thing. And I learned that we have neurochemicals in our body that are there innately that make us blissful. Life in the human body is designed to be a blissful experience. Did you know that? That we're designed that way. Our evolutionary biology ensures that everything necessary for our survival makes us feel good. This makes sense, right? Our brain has a wellspring of self-produced neurochemicals that turn the pursuits and struggles of life into pleasure and make us feel happy when we achieve them. The biological design is generous, but it lays dormant in most of us. But I think we're at a point in our evolution as a species where we're ready to say, you know what? They're not going to be dormant anymore. We're going to turn them on. We're going to turn them on full force. Because if we don't turn them on full force, we're going to what? What's the opposite of bliss is to live in misery. And I don't know about you, but that's not my bag. I do not want to live in misery. And so he says our biology, and this gentleman's name is Christopher Berglund, and he happens to be an athlete. He says our biology is short-circuiting. The balance of neurochemicals that evolved for a millennial have been disrupted by our modern lives. It makes sense, right? And making us more prone to depression, anxiety, and malcontent. So, yeah. So, Okay, so what's the answer? The answer is to turn on our bliss, to turn on our bliss. And how do we turn on our bliss? We turn on our bliss by following our bliss, as the great master Joseph Campbell said, right? And I don't know about anybody here, but I feel that I'm sure that we want to live a life of bliss and not of misery. And I think that we've been sold a bill of goods, a lot of us as children, telling ourselves that we got to do this because we got to be successful, and we got to, make money, and we got to do this, and then we let go of all the things that bring us joy and make us happy. So what I want about this month is for us to really get in touch with what that is and start to live it. Start to actually really live it, because what I believe is that as we live it, the world's going to be a better place. The world's going to be more happy because there's going to be more happy people on it, right? And one of the ways we can also, what we have to do, and I just invite you, is to let go of the fear. To let go of the fear, as Roseanne was talking about, I think it was her quote about the emergency brake, because we really have nothing to be afraid of. We're being told we need to be afraid, and we're being programmed to be afraid of each other. We're programmed to be afraid of everything. And I just don't believe that. And I stand true to that we're not here to be afraid of each other. And one of the biggest things, and Deepak actually said this in a talk that he gave, is that this is a virus of fear more than anything else. And I talked to an emergency worker in a big metropolis, and she said the same thing. This is a virus of fear. It doesn't mean the virus isn't real. It doesn't mean people aren't getting sick, but it is being promoted by fear. So our job this month is to become blissful, to do whatever it is that we need to do in our own lives to live a life of bliss. And I'm talking to myself just as I'm talking to you and whoever's listening online. I just am so grateful. I was just thinking about my life and how I'm living here, and how I get up and get to see the ocean every day, and how I envisioned this early on in my life. This was the life like I envisioned. I didn't really even always know that it was this, but I knew what I wanted. Like I knew there was something, and I let lots of things stand in my way to say I couldn't have it. I let lots of obstacles like money and time and no, you're not supposed to have that, blah, 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 blah. And until finally, like we said at the beginning, your song, Free, we're free. We like to think we're not free, or we feel like we're not free, but as Ernest Holmes said, we're bound because we're first free. So we're free. We're free to live our life any way we choose to live it. We're free. It doesn't mean we're free to control other people or right, or make them do something for us, but we're free. We're free to choose how we want to live our life, because we're free to choose how we think. We're free to choose how we believe. And I can't think of a greater gift than freedom. And even when we feel that outside forces are making us not free, nothing can make us not free. We're free. And I know that we all have that power of choice, that power to live from that freedom, that power to get all these little obstacles and fear out of the way, because we can trust. If we choose to trust who we truly are, if we choose to unveil and peel back the onion of our true identity, which is the power and presence of God, the power and presence of Spirit that moves through all creation, like Roseanne was saying in her treatment, that it's moving the stars, it's moving. I mean, come on, guys, we can look out at the ocean and we can see it, we can feel it, we can feel the bliss of that power that moves through us. So I'm preaching to myself right now, but it's okay, it's good. I feel like even more I have to follow my bliss, even more I have to stop saying, oh, I have to do this, or I need to work till midnight or whatever to get something done. No, everything is going to get done. It is getting, and what I find is when I take a deep breath and I relax and I just say, you know what, I'm shutting this off at 6:00 no matter what, everything gets done. Because what it is there's a power that works through us, and when we claim that everything is getting done, everything gets done. That's what this whole philosophy is about, is that claiming what we desire to have and be and then allowing it to work through us. Sometimes we'd say, oh, I believe, I'm getting everything done, but in the meantime, we're pushing the pencil and pushing whatever else to try to get it done. So we've just negated what we just said. So what is it? It's surrender. And it's surrender to our bliss. It's finding those moments when you can feel blissful, when you can look out at the ocean, when you can be with someone you love. Those chemicals that Christopher Berglund talked about, these are the ones. I'm just going to name them. You can go look them up. One of them is called the Bliss molecule, endocannabinoids. It's in cannabis, but apparently we can do it ourselves. We don't need cannabis. It's there. The other one is dopamine, and it's called the reward molecule, dopamine, and it's the go-getter in us. And then oxytocin, the bonding molecule, human bonds. Okay, guys, what has been going on for the last 9 months? No hugs, none of this, none of that. I'm not saying to go out and endanger yourself if that's what I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we got to find ways to have human bonds. We have to have you, and that doesn't mean we have one relationship with somebody. We have human bonds with each other. We're tribal. That's who we are. So that's one of them, oxytocin. Endorphin is the pain-killing molecule. Exercise, obviously, comes from exercise. And then GABA, G-A-B-A, the anti-anxiety molecule. We can turn it on by doing meditation. Meditation, yoga, GABA, the anti-anxiety molecule. What do we always say? We need to We need to meditate. It's important. I started one day. I've never done it in a long time, but I started one day this week without meditating. I don't remember why, but I did. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the day, I don't know why. I don't know, because it's probably your fault. Anyway, it wasn't. Anyway, I hadn't done that in a long time. But what I noticed is all of a sudden, I was starting to feel really, I didn't know what it was. I was just feeling discombobulated. Everything wasn't working. And I went, oh my God. I went back in my room and I meditated for 45 minutes, and then the whole day changed. So it's just even 20 minutes, guys, even 10 minutes, even taking deep breaths for 5 minutes will help. So GABA, and then serotonin is the confidence molecule. And if you have to reinforce your purpose to turn that one on. And then adrenaline. Well, yeah, we know that one. The energy molecule. Be careful of that one. So anyway, but these are what I'm just trying to get is that we're wired for bliss. We're wired for it. So why not turn it on right now? We have to. We have no choice. And I will close with Joseph Campbell because he's the bliss master, right? And this is the long version of that quote, but I really think it's worth listening to. If you do follow your bliss, you put yourself on a kind of track that has been there all the while waiting for you, and the life you ought to be living is the one you are living. So it's like this right here, Kauai, you're living this life. You followed your bliss somehow to be here, to do that. And he says, when you can see that, you begin to meet people who are in the field of your bliss, and they open the doors to you. I say, follow your bliss, and don't be afraid, and doors will open where you didn't know they were going to be. If you follow your bliss, doors will open for you that wouldn't have opened for anyone else. We're special and we're individuals. And if we don't follow our bliss, there's a whole thing that's just falling into the nothingness that isn't there because we didn't take that. So follow your bliss. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
Flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Are you guys feeling good? Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when the day is done, that's what I mean. This old world is a new world and a bold world for me, for me. Stars when you shine, you know what I mean. Scent of the pine, oh, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and that's how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. Oh, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Oh, I'm feeling so good, and I'm feeling good. I am feeling good. Feeling good.
Michael Bublé, look out.
It's so wonderful how we just suggest things. We go, I love that song, Feeling Good. And he goes, okay, I'll try to make that happen for you.
Yeah.
I'll let you know. I'll get back to you on that. How y'all doing? Good. All right. Bliss, 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 bliss. All I know is that before I can actually follow my bliss, I have to discover what my bliss is. That's a really good place to start. And I know it's cousins of happiness and joy and all of that. And so today, the direction I want to take is to take bliss and go viral with it. Right? It's a title of our talk, Gone Viral. Bliss gone viral. What does that mean? I've always wanted to go viral personally. I know you find that hard to believe, but I kind of looked it up, and with something I found out that was fascinating. Research continues to prove that going viral doesn't happen by chance. Right on the old science of mind road there. And it says it's actually the result of a powerful emotional experience. And as we know in marketing, a lot of us are, when we market jewelry, we market anything, there's a response that we get when we watch something. It's like watching, the little kitten that goes viral, and you're thinking, I just did this great talk. Why is that cat going viral? And it goes viral because it is triggering something. Now, would you like to guess what emotion goes viral the fastest? Fear, no. Fear, yeah, but anger. Anger is the number one. That's what sends everything out into the... I know none of you can relate to that, but there is a thing about anger. And I want to just talk for a moment on anger, just personally. Anger is not a bad thing. None of these emotions that we have are bad. It's how we utilize them and how we use them. We've been given these great things that no one ever has to buy pot again. By Rita tells us that it's all inside of us, that all of this is inside of us the same way and we're live. But the thing of it is that, so how could anger be beneficial? Because sometimes it's a motivator. If you let it be a motivator. If you go, enough is enough. We talked about this last week a little bit. That spirituality doesn't mean you float into a room. And if you do, that's great too. It's very entertaining. I haven't done it personally, but at least in that way. But I just want to say that anger can be. It's when we hold on to anger. When you hold on to anything, it becomes an addiction. When we hold on to it. When we won't let go of our anger. Instead of saying, I'm so angry, which is the motivators telling me that I need a change. Something needs to change. And sometimes we get angry because the change is within ourselves, not within them and them and them. Yeah, anger. So how do we make it go bliss? I mean, the nice thing, and Rita really put this really clear, is that we already are bliss. We already are everything that we want. Now, what do you do with bliss when you are angry, or you are grieving, or you are all of these things? This is not saying that no matter what I feel bliss. I'm going to call it up. But I will say one thing, it is activated by feelings, emotions. Today in my meditation, I started thinking a lot about, bliss, what does it mean? And it became very heady. And I could feel it then. I said, no, I don't want to just feel bliss. And then my body started vibrating. And it just said, I'm here. Bliss is what we're made of. Pure, absolute, God-powered bliss. Music. A friend of mine, her name is Amy Armstrong. She's a beautiful lady. She's been around for a long time and on the circuit of, she's kind of funny and sings and does a whole bunch of things. Well, right now she's experiencing cancer. And I say experiencing because I have to be very careful how you identify things. She's experiencing cancer. She's not cancer. And sometimes when you're in the midst of something that's a little chaotic, you identify to that. And then we become that. And she was saying today that, she's doing the GoFundMe, she's doing the stuff that, to try. She's in Mexico, Puerto Vallarta, because that's where she can get the treatments that she needs. But what she said that was important was she said that she had a gig 2 days after her chemo. She had a gig. And there was 8 people there. Only 8 people showed up, and they had masks on. They were doing their thing. And she was singing, and she said she realized how healing. She looked in their eyes, and they were smiling with their eyes, And they needed that connection to music. Music, as I've told Kyle, I've told all the music, it's healing. And I'm not going to get on a soapbox, but I think my immune system needs healing. It needs to come out of fatigue and go into that. We had the same thing that she was talking about. We had a concert here, put it together, a little concert. It was healing. The only thing that was asked of everyone is, can you just let the outside world go for 1 hour and 20 minutes? That's what we do here. We just go, I used to say this when I was an acting teacher. I said, they come in, especially teenagers. Anybody who's, oh my God, their lives, you don't understand, Mr. Feren. Oh, so much homework and it was very dramatic for an acting class. And so I said, and I would tell adults the same thing. Is there any way you could leave that stuff outside? And then when you come in here, surrender and let go for a moment. I think that's where we're really at, is at a surrendering place in life. At least I am. I love this. Even in the midst of this chaos. Now, this is a question we can all ask ourselves. If there's chaos, if you're not having chaos, then it's fine. Just turn on something and you'll find it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to slip anything. But the whole thing is, this is a great question. Even in the midst of chaos, who do I want to be? Who do I want to be? Nobody can tell you that. Nobody can tell you that. And just let me know, we've been crying about freedom long before these 9 months. And we'll be crying it another time too if we don't change it. It's not about, I call it BC, before Corona. Everybody was not running around going, I was so blissful. Everything happened. My account was full and my relationships were all together. They weren't saying that. They were finding something else we're going to be working on. And now this was the great, oh, he's walking. That means something. The great distraction. I woke up this morning. I said, you know me, I just so honest with y'all. Anyway, so yesterday I wore this suit type thing, and I got 94 hits on Facebook going, you look so slim and trim. And I was like, really? Wow. Is that, I don't know what they thought of me the last maybe 5 to 7 years that I've been here, but you would have thought that I had a complete makeover. They go, oh my God, wowza, handsome, wow, woo. And I told Rita, I said, wow, what did they see? All it was a tie and this and a very tight vest. I said the same thing. I said it was my man girdle, and no one's. But I really did. I looked how I did, and they go slim and trim over there in Kauai, and they're like, and I'm like reading it, almost believing it, and I'm like, oh my God. So somewhere that's in my subconscious, just to let you know, where I couldn't have that out there. So why did we go there? Why did we go there? Because it is about, what do you want to be? What can you be in the midst of all of it? In the midst of remembering, as we were saying, our beautiful Jai. How do we allow, because I'm going to tell you something. Jai would be whispering right now, get your bliss on, man. Get your bliss on. And tights, pink tights too. And the thing of it is what do you do? Because that's what this philosophy gets a little sometimes a bad rap, because they go, you can't always be blissful. I think that's not true. Because here's the deal. I'm always filled with bliss. I am bliss. Whether or not I activate it is the other question. And can you activate it while you're in pain? I love Joseph Campbell. He says, find a place inside, and we can all take this home today. Find a place inside where there's joy, and the joy will burn out the pain. Find a place inside where there is joy, and the joy will burn out the pain. Pain is not a bad thing either. It's just a reminder that we are alive. But we don't have to live in that pain for all of that. We have a power that lives within us that says, all pain to me, when there's pain, especially physical, it's just a cry to go home, to wholeness. It's saying, ow, I want to go home. I want to go home. Do we all know where home is? Home is right here. And for many years, my happiness, my joy, my bliss depended upon you, them. I'll be happy when. I'll be happy when I fix this and I'll fix that. And bliss asks something else of us. It says, can you just be who you are? No matter what. No matter if they think I look very thin in that picture. 94 hits, probably 100, over 100 when I get home. But I'm not looking at it. Not looking at. It's the truth, you guys. The truth is this. The truth is whatever I'm seeing in my life, that's something about that is happening. It's called the mental equivalent. I learned something. I had another revelation, another rebirthing this week. Glad you asked. I always wanted to be a nice guy. Just a nice guy. Spent a lot of my life wanting to have the reputation. There's the nice guy. Does nice things. Oh, I love it. He always agrees with me. Nice guy. Always agreeing with me. Nice guy. Doesn't have much of an opinion of himself, but nice guy. And I heard, and I love this because it said, I forgot who it was. Oh, it was, no, slipped away. He said, I would rather be, and we're going to use the guy stuff, I would rather be a good man than a nice guy. And I really got that. It hit home. It hit home because that is who we are, is good. That is who we are. A nice guy spends a nice woman. They spend most of their time people-pleasing and wanting to make sure that you approve of them. And sometimes you don't get approval when you don't agree with something. Have you ever found that in your life? Yeah. So I thought, that's what I want to be, a good person. I want, when I'm gone from here. Oh, you guys look all like, I can't even imagine that. I just want you to say, Patrick was so thin, wasn't he? He was no. I want you to say about me, what a good person I am. And not being a nice guy doesn't give you permission to be stepping on people either. Stepping on people. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be a nice guy anymore. I had a buddy of mine one time told me, I'm done being a nice guy. So now what are you going to be? You know, because he's going to, no, I'm not going to take any of that anymore. You wait and see. And then he would argue for his limitations, and then I would say, wow. So bliss, I would say wow, and then a few other things. Yeah. In the midst of life, let's not even call it chaos. Let's not even give it that identity. In the midst of life, who do we want to be? It's that simple. What do I want to be? And then whatever it is you want to be, then become it. Wow. It's amazing that when we do and we transcend and it's eternal, it's an interesting place for me to think about, because I'm thinking, this has given me such an opportunity in life to not only remember who I am, but to know that I can become anything that I want. So how do we do it? We claim our bliss and remember remember, and the only reason I'm saying it is because I can. Because I got the camera and I've got this and I'm here and you're kind of captive for a moment. We weren't meant to be isolated. And I know that there's some modifications we're all doing in our life. I get it. But we weren't meant to be isolated. But we cannot blame the virus or anything else for an isolated consciousness. We have to take responsibility. We have to own it again. To say, when you look at somebody, mask or no mask, look them in their eyes. If they're a stranger, look at them even more. And if they look at you and say, that's creepy, then just yeah, I'm not saying gaze. Look them in the eyes. I saw a beautiful movie, Uncle Frank. I watched it the other night, and it's very much worth watching. But and he was a gay man, and it was during the time where they really went against, and you couldn't come home and all that. But I remember him saying this one moment. They go, "No, I don't have any problem with the way you are, man. It's just, He says, look me in the eyes." The only reason bullies are bullies is because no one looked them in the eyes and said, I see you. Now stop it. No. Enough is enough. I love you enough to see you. Does that make sense? I love you enough. That's what's happening out there. God, I was almost wrapping this and it just, blah. That's what's happening. I was talking to Jonathan the other day. We were talking about the aloha breath. And until I realize, and this is a good time to realize it because we're all afraid of each other's breath right now. But here's the deal. Until your breath and my breath is one breath. One breath. The very breath that you're breathing, Jonathan and I were just talking about it. The very air we're breathing, we're all breathing it together. And that's some of the fear. I get it, and that's fine. This isn't a thing about fear and what are you doing out there. This is what are you doing in here. And until I know that there's no difference between your breath and my breath, then I don't know how I'll ever be able to allow Source, which is the one breath that breathes every single person in this room, is breathing us. I said it last week. We don't have any strings. We're not puppets. Kyle's not playing because somebody's playing. Spirit's moving through and saying, oh, I want to sing. I want to dance. I want to be blissful. I want to cry. I want to feel. Feeling good, feeling whatever it is, but feel. The dormant part of ourselves will not allow itself to be dormant. And if it's not dormant, what it will do is it will leave. Because it won't stay in a house that is divided against itself. Can I hear amen? No. So, in closing, I just want to say we have an incredible opportunity that has never been presented in my 62 years of living is an opportunity that's never been presented before. An opportunity to see the truth, to live the truth, to love when my out there is saying that's not the way it is. I get to say, I understand that, but that's not what I believe. I believe that God had a great idea and he put my name on it. And said, now I'm going to breathe you. Have at it. And that's each and every one of us. You are loved. Namaste. You are loved. Oh.
Don't go away.
We have a song?
No,
just kidding.
not yet. We will. All right. Hi. It's our time. Our time of giving and receiving. So thank you. If If you feel like you've been spiritually nourished today, please sustain CSL Kauai with your beautiful love and donations. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And
It
Rob
helps
has
us
put
go
a
on.
beautiful donate button right on there. It's
Yeah.
probably popping it now. So,
And we're going to
you people
invite
watching us?
Roseanne to come up because she'll be blessing it. So I guess we'll just start our song,
Yeah.
and the Malama team will go around and do that. Put it on.
All that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be. It's a blessing, it's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart. My gratitude goes out to everything near and far, and all that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be. It's a blessing, it's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be. It's a blessing, it's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, with an overflowing heart, grateful for everything. Grateful for this service today. Grateful for the messages that came out today. Wow. And grateful for these gifts and knowing that they come to help support us here and they also go out into the world. So mahalo to everyone here. Mahalo to all of you out there. And so, as we say, and so it is. And so it is.
And we're
Right.
live.
So I just realized, Sue, can you come get this?
Yeah, we're gonna bring you up,
We're-
real just
we're gonna
before
bring
because I
Deborah
don't
up.
see the kid. No,
But take this,
you can
though.
take this.
She'll come with
Thank
you in
you.
a minute.
So the whispering thing was, hold on for just a second. We were going, Deb Valentina is back in town, and she was our wonderful, wonderful board trustee, we call it. We trust her with everything. But she was in everything, in the classes and everything. But she's coming back on island. She'll be here a month or so. And she's doing a wonderful, wonderful book signing and a whole bunch of stuff. So before she goes, because we thought we would throw her back into an old job of hers and count the collection. And so before she does that, go ahead and just give it up for Deb Valentina.
Okay.
Welcome home.
And the flyers are up front, and so is the sign-up sheet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So first of all, it is like beyond wonderful to be back on the island. I just, whoa, it's home. And I just am so grateful to be here and to see all of you. So I've been away for 2 years. I cannot believe 2 years has gone by. And this year, my memoir, what I call my memoir with a purpose, entitled Beyond Chaos, Journey to Freedom and Joy. And when I was thinking about that title, I thought, oh my God, this
I know.
is so
Right.
aligned with all the messages today. And so 2 things are happening on Saturday, January 3rd from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. There's going to be an open house here where I will be selling and signing my books, and it's free. And I will be reading excerpts from it, my favorite excerpts from the book. And then on Tuesday night, which is January 7th. No. It will be Tuesday night, the following, so whatever, I think it's January, the books.
In the bookstore, it tells it what.
And we're live.
And, yeah, totally live. I'm like, woo!
Well, we'll figure out those dates.
Yes. I will be doing a workshop, and the workshop is called 7 Qualities to Cultivate on the Journey to Joy. And it is January 5th. Thank you for getting that date, Tuesday, January 5th. It will be really my real secret sauce on how to live a life of joy. So I hope you can all consider joining me. Thank you.
And it's the same with everything. It'll be online and reservations only, no coming to the door,
Right.
all of that good protocol.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
So welcome.
Welcome.
Thank
And
you.
go get to work.
It was so funny because I saw her yesterday. I said, "Oh my God, you used to count money. Can you count money?" So anyway, that's how we roll here, right? So now we can bring on the kids.
We have our
and
kids. Come on.
I should have known with Timmery with
We got
her
all
hat
boys
that all
today.
of her kids. There's nobody who loves Christmas more than their mother, Timmery. Oh, look at this. Uh-oh.
Good morning, everybody. We had a great time today talking about creativity, who's the creator, and where do we get stuff to create from. And we started Santa's workshop, did some origami, and the kids can tell you what part they liked.
I like the origami the best. We made little boxes and we put ornaments in them. I like making the boxes best because they're fun to make.
These guys are awesome, and we say thank you to the McDonald family for putting us that awesome sign together,
Oh my
reminding us how
gosh.
awesome we are.
Oh, that is great.
Thank you,
Wow.
McDonald family. All right, let's give them their blessing. You are amazing. You are perfect. You are magnificent. And we love you. And so it is. Thank you.
So it is.
Yay. Thank you, Janice. All right. So just a couple of things. We told you about the workshop with Deb.
Yep.
And then I'm going to be starting another meditation on Facebook Live.
She is.
It's called the 12 Days of Spirit, 12 Days of Christmas. And it's going to be receiving the gifts of Spirit for 12 days. And then that'll be at 6 a.m. in the morning, but it will be recorded and it will be on Facebook Live. And I'm going to bring a flyer next week. The movie this month is
Miracle on 34th
Street.
And it was so funny. We had such a hard time choosing one this month.
We looked at so many
and
movies.
because we were going, let's not do the typical. And where do we end up? Right back to where we needed to be, because we all need to believe again, and we all need that miracle. And it's right here at CSL Kauai on the 18th.
We changed the
6
date
p.m.
because of Christmas, so it's the 18th. All right.
Yeah.
Because Christmas falls on a Friday.
Because I know you love us, but I doubt very strongly if you'd want to be here on Christmas.
Well, yeah,
watching.
you might, but anyway. Anyway, so the 18th at 6 p.m.
Right.
And then we will have a Christmas Eve service. It will be the same as reservation only. Music will be by Kyle, and it will be on Christmas Eve, the 24th at 5 p.m. So I will send out eBlast tomorrow a reservation list for that, and it'll just be set up the same way that our Sunday is, as will Deb's workshop and her open house too. It's not just, you still have to sign up for it. So that's that. And I think that's all. Is there anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah. We're all
Yep.
good.
Okay.
We're good. We're all full of bliss. At least I am. I hope
We're
we
blissed
blissed you out
out. I
today.
like that.
And you
I
can
like
take that bliss out into the world. And we have a great closing song for the month. Go for it.
Sing along, huh? You guys know the words.
And I'm the one in the middle of it. I'm the prayer.
Okay, I get a wink at you. Melikaliki is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day.
Let's liven it up, shall we?
The greetings that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright. The sun will shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele Kaliki Maka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas to you.
That's the wink. So what I know in this moment, this wonderful, blissful moment that we call now, is that I am just overflowing with gratitude. Gratitude for each and every one of us that have come here today to dare to remember who and what we are. And that is good. That is God. Call it whatever you want, because that power needs no names. And I am so grateful just looking at you, my friend, for you coming and sharing your gift, your breath of good with us. And that's Kyle. Give it up for Kyle. Oh, and our beautiful, beautiful Malama team, which is beautiful Angela and Anna back there, making sure everybody comes in and does their thing with love and with joy. And Roseanne, thank you so much for your not only being in the bookstore at this very moment, selling all those wonderful new books we just got in, but also for that beautiful, beautiful treatment that you gave and that surrendering you let us all do. And Rob and Jonathan, thank you so much, as always, for that divine spark that you give us every single Sunday. And I'm so blessed. And Ron Stover, who is constantly running around making sure that everybody is safe and sound, and he's so many things to this center, and I'm just so grateful. He's like our little Lancelot from Camelot, and that's what Camelot. And this beautiful lady, Rev Rita, thank you so much for your incredible transparency, your incredible integrity to this teaching, and for just being a wonderful partner on this journey. And while I know gratitude, I just also want to say thank you for everything yesterday that everybody put in, as far as the concert and everything that people put in. And I'm so grateful. And so with that overflowing of gratitude right now, what I know is that we don't keep that gratitude locked up. That there is a power that just says yes, and I surrender, I let go, and I know that each and every one of us can take this incredible, powerful thing called gratitude, and we take it out into the streets, and we look at everyone eye to eye, saying, I know who you are, and I'm grateful for it. And so with that, I just say thank you. We release that. We let it go. As together we say, and so it is. Now pick it up.
Is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. And that's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Come on, sing it with me. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright. The sun will shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele Kaliki Maka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas, a very Merry Christmas. Say Merry Christmas to you.
Hey.
There you go.
And I forgot to mention that the concert is going to be rebroadcast today at 2 o'clock, and it's also available on YouTube. Yeah, it was so much fun. Thank you. And thank you. Special thank you to Melissa Mojo.
And to Shauna and a whole bunch of people that worked that